Well, design in general, the reason it matters is because everything you touch, virtually everything you touch, is designed by somebody. And it really not only creates your environment, your personal environment, but it defines the culture. So and I think that's surprising to a lot of people, to think that every single thing they touch throughout the day has been designed or decided on by somebody. And it literally is good. It literally could be 1,000 items before you get out the door in the morning that you encounter, and someone made a decision that that's the way it can or should be. Design is not about stuff necessarily. Design is about getting through life, right? About the experience of doing things or accomplishing a task. And if design is great, you've done that the most efficient way possible, with the greatest impact, with the greatest positive impact. So design often gets a bad connotation, I think, by being associated with more and more and more stuff, or being superfluous. But that's not really a definition of design that a designer would necessarily have. Well, quite often, design is about making something more efficient. But even if there's a product involved or a thing involved, often what we're trying to do is make the manufacturing process more efficient, or take some cost out of it, or reduce it to its barest elements, because that's good design. Right? If you think of like sports equipment or things like that, sometimes I look at climbing equipment or ropes, or the like rope connections, or because there's a place where you've got some beautiful design with some extremely minimized elements. You want to be as lightweight and as efficient as possible. So it doesn't need to be ostentatious to be designed. And often, when even on real world projects, we're always thinking about minimizing or making things more efficient or streamlining things. And there are sometimes cost-benefit trade-offs, right? I mean, it needs to work. Sometimes that takes building things into the service or the product or the system. But often it's about taking things out, and of course taking the right things out. And with the items or the parts or components that you leave in, making sure that they are being used wisely and that they're minimized, so that manufacturing is and the environmental impact are both reduced. If you put a team together to develop anything, product or service or system, then you really want a multidisciplinary team, people who know things. So you want a psychologist, and you want a ergonomist, and you want a designer and a graphic designer, interaction designer, engineer, whatever team members make sense. So a multidisciplinary team is a minimum requirement. But if you look back on some truly innovative ideas, what that has stemmed from are what I would call multidisciplinary individuals. A person who doesn't need to be expert in all those areas, but a person who feels responsibility and has taken in consideration all those areas. So the idea of knowing psychology or biomechanics or engineering issues or cognitive psychology or whatever it should be, it's all about understanding the body and the person and understanding that experience start to finish. So yeah, understand that there should be more psychology in design education, more basic biomechanics, a lot of principles of design and design research that would ultimately affect the outcome and the impact. But what that means now is there's great opportunity to do that.